So hello and welcome back to another video. We've got 9 minutes 51 seconds, so let's try and get through this. So in today's video we're going to have a look at these coins from Brunei. So if you're not too familiar, Brunei is actually a small country on Borneo, and it actually used to control the whole coast of Borneo, but you know, the British come along and so did the Dutch, and they decided, we like your land, so you give us some and we won't actually cause any problems with you. Maybe I'm pretty much exaggerating. So here we actually have the country of Brunei, and a lot of it around here is national parks. The capital is here, Bandar Seri Begawan, and you can see there's actually a bridge because the actual landmass is separated by Malaysia, and there's actually nothing in between that. That is just pretty much a tributary. There is Limbang, but you can see that there's a major river that actually separates it, and there's a bridge that actually you can drive across. And if we have a look, so here we have Indonesia, Kalimantan. This is Sabah. Oh, no, that's Sarawak. Sabah's up here. So that is where Brunei actually is, and they actually retain the size of their coins that have been the ones they've used for about 100 years, except for the 1 cent. The 1 cent has actually been reduced in size, so I have another one somewhere. Here we go, a straight settlements. So this is a 1 cent from 1862, large coin. They reduced the size in I can't remember the early time period, 1920s or something like that. I need to look that up because you know, Alzheimer's actually affects your brain. But this 1 cent is the current one. It's actually a 2017, and it has an umbrella. It's the Golden Jubilee of Hassano Bolkiah, who became king in 1967, and he is actually on the obverse, so the obverse has his portrait, has his name as well, and he's on all the coins. And the earlier coins actually had a different portrait of him. So the exchange rate's about 1 to 1 for the Australian dollar. In English, it's a $1 equals 100 cent, so the same as the straight set on Malaya dollar. But in Malay, it's actually 1 ringgit equals 100 cent. And on the banknotes, I actually have English and Malay. So this one here, the 1 cent is actually a nickel brass. It actually has Golden Jubilee, 50th anniversary ascension of the throne, and the royal umbrella with dangling ornaments. So these were probably to keep away flies. The same we have the hat with corks on it in Australia. And on the 5 cent, we have a nice pattern. And that was first put on, all the patterns were first put on there in 1967. So it's a native design, not too sure what pattern it is. And these coins are actually minted in Brunei. So we have the 1, 5, 10. So it's the size of a 5 cent coin in Australia. 20 cent and 50 cent. They all have native designs. And they're all pretty much low mintage, like the 50 cent generally has a mintage of 1 million or less. But in the 2000s, they actually have no mintage figures. So mintage figures pretty much stopped in 2002. So we just don't know how many were minted, but based on the previous mintages, so in the 90s, so here's for the 5 cent, which would be the highest minted, 93, 1.3, 94, 2.6, 96, 3.5, and then we got 2001 with 800,000, 2002, 1.4 million. So I would say these are all pretty much low mintage coins, but because the collector's market for Brunei items is actually small, I wouldn't expect them to actually get a premium because of the low mintage. Now, a curious fact is that this one actually has a mintage of, well, supposedly 3,000 coins. So if that is it, that's actually a pretty rare, scarce coin. Not rare. Rare, I'd say, is probably like 10 coins, maybe 20 coins, but scarce. But I'm not too sure if that is it, because they sell them for like $1 or $2 on eBay. Well, only one person from China. They also sell the 5 cent as well, commemorative coin. So maybe they actually put an order in for more coins to actually be minted because of demand. And maybe they've actually stopped minting these coins because the last year mintage was 2015. 2016 should I say. For the rest of these designs. So these are actually copper nickel. This is a nickel brass. Probably costs more to mint than it actually face value. And if you look at the 20 cent, these are all reeded. This one actually has a security reading. So there's a security reeded and has milling as well. And this one actually has the actual coat of arms of Brunei. So we have 2 arms. We have the an umbrella, wings. And it's the national emblem of Brunei with circles of beads, legend outside. The national emblem was adopted in 1940. There are 5 main concepts: the crest, the flag, okay, the royal parasol, so that's the royal parasol there, ceremonial umbrella, wings, hands, and the crescent, so crescent for Islam. And that was actually taken by the Ottomans. I actually learned that when someone actually commented on another one of my videos, so I'll thank you for that information. So it wasn't originally, crescent and star was not originally part of Islam. And below, crescent banner, both are inscribed in Arabic. And it says, always render service with God's guidance. And on the bottom banner, it says, Brunei, the abode. So Brunei Dar es Salaam, and the abode of peace. And this one has Gereja Brunei, so Kingdom of Brunei. That's basically what that says. And as you can see, the quality of minting is actually, so Brunei's actually been minting these since 2001. So as you can see, the quality of minting, they have problems like Australia does with actually their minting of the coins. So you got problem with the actual rims, so it's probably not tight enough. Then you probably got die fields, and it looks like Malaysia before they actually reform the coin. And also the milling also has problems. But apart from that, it's actually quite nice. Australia also suffers from this, so don't blame Brunei exclusively. But at least they're better than Indian coins, which are actually quite poor in comparison. And as you can see, that's actually quite a nice design on that side. Brunei, fascinating country. And their coins are a relic of a bygone era when the actual British actually dominated Brunei. Maybe I should stop doing that, just pause the video. Anyway, what can you expect to pay for these coins? Probably about $10 for a lot like this. If you're lucky, you can probably get them for like 7 or 8. If you're in Brunei, face value. And they're actually not too hard to get, but the demand for these is not really that high, so you'll get a modest value if you actually try to sell them. So I'm actually looking on eBay, seeing what type of items are actually on eBay. Coins. Yeah, so as you can see, let's zoom out. Oh, no, gonna fall down. Yeah, these are probably a bit high.